Okay, we are here today to talk about the Astrolite Star Ceiling Panels. Inner Source is the original manufacturer of this product. We've been manufacturing it for about 20 years now, give or take. We actually have an old video on our YouTube page of this panel behind me being installed on this wall. We decided to update the video because a few of the anchors, there's been a few tweaks to the program, so we just wanted to do a refresher and kind of clean all that up. Does goes to show you this panel's been pretty much running continuous for 10 plus years now. These panels are designed, they're LED based, they are designed to last a very long time. If you are using them in, say, a typical home theater, a couple hours a week, they will easily last 20 to 30 years without burning out or any issues. So let's get into what the panels are. These panels are a fabric wrapped acoustical panel. You can see we're going to make the facer panels. We make those from scratch. We use a rigid fiberglass core that is very acoustical, very sound absorptive. That is where we got the concept from. We take an acoustical panel and we input the lighting and we kind of combine the best of both worlds. The fabric we use, everything is made here in America, very smooth black fabric. It's not going to look burlappy. You're not going to get anything subpar quality wise in terms of how the fabric lays on the panel, anything like that. It's a very nice, smooth, clean acoustical panel that then we're embedding the Starlight panel, the fiber optics into. So let's get into a little bit of how it works then from there. You can see on this panel, this is the back of the panel, this is the front. We embed, it's a 2-inch thick panel. The front panel you see is going to be standard, a true 48 by 48 inches. We can't easily customize that. We can't go bigger than 48 by 48, but we can go smaller if that's what you need. The backer panel's cut a little bit short. We do that for 2 reasons. When you butt the panels together, you can now run wires in between where the backer's set. And then around the outside, in all the photos, you'll see that a lot of people will take LED rope lighting, wrap it around the perimeter of their overall layout, and then give it that halo effect that you see in the pictures to kind of free float and make it look like, like it's floating and like it's got this ring of light around it. We used to sell that rope lighting. We no longer do. It is a dime a dozen. You can buy it on Amazon, Home Depot, anywhere. Very inexpensive, color changing, dimmable, the whole thing. So we tell people the panels are set up. It's very easy to add. Great option to add on to the panels. Really makes them pop and look great. And typically it's less than $50 or $100 to add that on your own if you want to do that. What we do sell is the panels. Each panel is going to come like this. There's a no cut zone marked. That's because right here there's an LED engine with this male-female plug sticking out the back. That is where that engine is. If you cut here, you will lose power. If you do need to make a cut, we don't recommend it. We'd rather you put can lights, speakers, all that around the outside of the room. But if you do need to make a cut, you can in the other parts of the panel. You will lose any stars there, but as long as you don't cut this, the rest of the panel will still light up. As for how it powers up, a tiny power supply like this basically looks like a phone charger. That is a 1 amp power supply. We also have a 4 amp that's closer to a laptop power supply. The 1 amp power supply can power over 30 panels on a single chain. The 4 amp can do over 100 panels. So you typically just need one power supply, plugs into a regular 110 outlet. That outlet you use will typically be located in a closet off to the side somewhere where you can easily access it should anything go wrong with the power supply or that. You can get at it. You don't have to rip everything down to get at. And then from there, you're going to plug that 30-foot, you're going to plug this 30-foot leader cable into the power supply. You're going to run that back behind the drywall to your first panel. So that's the only wiring that needs to be done. You've got to get this wire from wherever your power supply is, your outlet, whether it's a closet, a can light off to the side, an access panel just somewhere. If you've got an attic above, obviously it's easier. But you're going to run that to this, and that's going to plug into your first panel. From there then, we're going to give you a jumper cable. You can see this one's plugged into the wall behind it, but it's basically a plug that just goes panel to panel. You get a jumper wire, very easy to do. You chain them all together. So it's mount, chain them together. Again, you can get over 100 on a single chain, so you should only need one, and you're good to go. That's it. There's no upkeep. There's no changing bulbs. In theory, the LED engine should run for easily 20 to 30 years, and you're good to go. Real quick on mounting, we use Roto-Fast snap-on anchors. I'm going to hold this up. I believe you can scan it in if you want to go to the video of their product. But basically, it's an acoustical panel manufacturer anchor that we buy. We sell with the panels. We provide the panels, the tools, the anchors, everything you need to put them up. Typically takes about 2 guys. They do weigh 30 pounds, so they're a little heavy. Just nice to have 2 sets of hands. And basically, here's what's going to happen is, the first part is you get this tool and this anchor, and you're going to twist these corkscrews in. There's going to be 6 of them per panel. We're going to mark the spots. It's just going to twist in, so you're going to have this yellow anchor embedded into the back of your backer panel. From there, you put a marking plug in. This marking plug goes like this. So then once the 6 spots are in, you're gonna take your panel, where it's gonna go in the ceiling, and you're gonna mark, and this is gonna indent spots on the ceiling so people know where the panels go. From there, you're gonna pull the panel back down and you're gonna embed one of these black marking plugs. That's gonna go into that spot. You're gonna screw it up either directly into a stud or with the easy anchor, and you're gonna put those 6 plugs up into the ceiling. So you're gonna have these little black plugs. You then retake the panel and you lock them together, and this black plug will go into the corkscrew, and voila, you're done. That panel is locked onto the ceiling. Those anchors are very strong. It's not gonna fall. It's probably the most heavy duty ceiling anchor on the market. Everything's from behind. There's no screws in the face. There's no holes. You don't have to do anything. And once those things are locked on, they're not gonna move. They're not gonna fall. If you really needed to get them down, you could probably crowbar it off there and move it, and then move the anchor over. But again, that's hopefully a worst case scenario. So that's the quick pitch. Again, most people, you don't want to cover the whole ceiling. You just want to center them in the middle of the room, maybe an area over the seating. Figure out how many 4x4s will fit. There's absolutely no right or wrong. It just all comes down to your budget, the look you want, how big your room is, what's going to fit in between things. We're happy to make recommendations. Give us a call. You'll see, what'll fit, what we can do. We'll go over the pricing with you. We do make them to order. They're made here in Wisconsin, about an hour north of Milwaukee. Takes about 4 weeks typically, so you typically get them in about a month, and that's pretty much the long and tall of it. You can see what the panel looks like when it is here in the light. You can see you're gonna see it's a black panel, it's clean. The lights are a little hard to see. As soon as you flip the lights off, you can see, and this isn't even a fully dark room, still got some sunlight, but you can see it pops, it goes there. You're gonna see the stars. It's a very subtle effect. It's natural. Our idea is we want you to feel like you are sitting under a night sky. You are sitting in a field with the actual stars, nothing crazy. And that is pretty much it. If you have questions, please give us a call. We're here, we wanna help. This is what we do. We do specialized projects, so let us walk you through it, answer your questions. Anything we can do to help, that's what we're here for.